Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Maddie here with week 60 of the H.A.M Radio Podcast.
And that is me, the LoneVaultWanderer.
My name is Noah, and I'm at Lone's house wishing his mom a happy Mother's Day, as I am Lone's brother.
Correct.
Oh, and something about an arc, too.
All right. Well, I don't know. Lone, what was the depressing intro there? Like, it was me, Lone. What's up, guys?
Oh, and our guest today, Todd Howard. Todd, go ahead and introduce yourself. My name is Todd Howard, and...
Howdy, it's Todd! It sounds like Mickey Mouse. Noah, I'm thinking about James's impression of Todd Howard back in Machinima days, Inside Gaming.
I can't remember, Lone. I don't...
I want to kill you.
Matt, look, I'm making Lone look stupid.
I want to fight all of you right now. That's it. Fuck.
All right.
So you may notice a little difference in quality on Lone's end. He is not at his proper computer right now, so you're going to have to deal with that. If I see any audio-related complaints in the comments down below, I'm going to be very upset with you guys because we have just let you know. So if you see anyone down below who starts complaining about Lone's audio...
Matt, the audio is not as good as usually is. Unsubbed, just like report.
Yeah.
Can you guys put gameplay in the background? Fuck.
Lone, do a face reveal.
By the way, no. This is a question we should ask everyone. All right. We are thinking, and not me, Maddie and Noah, to start recording the podcast using like XSplit or something with a podcast template. So you can see Maddie and Noah's faces, kind of like how Total Biscuit does his podcasts, or even Yongye or whoever.
KB Mod as well.
KB Mod. So we're wondering if anyone has information about that shit, because I don't like to use Google. I just tweet out everything and people give me the answers. So I thought, why not do this?
Yeah, so...
I just use YouTube. I'll go on YouTube and just like look up anything, literally anything, and it'll...
Feedback is important, though, so let us know.
YouTube is like Google.
Okay, well...
It's the same search engine.
Anyway, we are now available on both iTunes and Google Play, so regardless of what device you are on, you can listen to us on the go. We also have t-shirts linked down below. We encourage you guys to check those out. What?
SoundCloud. Are we on SoundCloud too?
No, we're not.
We should get on SoundCloud.
No, we shouldn't.
No, stop.
Everyone now has access to us on the go.
I know the two people who are asking for it.
Every week.
Can you use SoundCloud? No!
Well, because I was waiting on this, and he's like, yeah, it's good to go now. I'm like, all right, there's a podcast section on Google Play. As long as you keep using the link and subscribing through that, eventually you'll just be able to search us up there. So, like, just use the link. You're good to go. And then iTunes, we're in, like, the top 200. So you can just you can just find us. We're just there. We're new and noteworthy.
We're just fucking there.
And then, lastly, our question of the week, where you guys have a chance to join us on this podcast. The slight chance, very tiny chance. Don't get your hopes up. I'm just kidding.
Honestly, you're not gonna. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
Just tweet at any of the handles. We're kidding. We tweet at any of the handles that you see on screen with your answer to the following question.
Real quick, can I just say I am a member of this podcast, so you don't need to just tweet to Matt and Lone. I see that a lot. I'm the most active one on Twitter, okay? So if you're fucking... God, I know the people who do that. I'm just going to tweet to Matt and Lone. It's like, fuck you. I don't have a YouTube channel, you prick.
Dude, you have Airsoft Review channel and you're just not sharing
that. That is unknown, and when we see your face, Lone, then we'll release the rest of that.
Not fair trade. That is not a fair trade.
That is a fair trade. It is a very fair trade.
One day we'll find it without your help.
So, anyway,
the question is Far Harbor looking like what you had hoped for? And we have a lot of Bethesda news to get into this week. It's not just Fallout, although Fallout was very noteworthy this week. We have Dishonored, got a little Doom. We got so much shit going on. Bethesda makes a good weekly presence, I have to admit. And we'll start off with the Fallout 4. We know what a lot of you guys come here for, but we're starting to...
So today the Far Harbor trailer dropped. It was awesome, man. That Aussie accent was the point. It was fucking incredible. You guys know what I'm talking about? The Far Harbor trailer?
You see our faces. You just outright cut me off. I was flabbergasted.
Man. My gasps were a little flabbered as well.
Yeah, I was taken a little back there that you just took that liberty without letting me know.
Yeah.
I had to do
Who
it.
do you think you are?
I'm fucking.
Wait, you think just because you're the guest to this podcast, you can do whatever you want?
Like, all right, we were on the Skype call before. I'm like, I'm going to the bathroom, get a guest. I'm sitting on the toilet. This Maddie fucker texts me or messages me. Oh, hey man, do you want to be a guest on our podcast? You ginger prick. Fuck you.
So I know it was like that moment, just that second you read that, you're like, he's a fucking prick. Like,
It was funny. Anyways, continue, Maddie, with your podcast.
no. I was kidding.
I just farted. Did that come across on the mic?
No, but what I was saying was that we're trying to spread out the general stuff. We also want to talk a lot about Battlefield 1 today.
Yeah.
So
we're this cast is probably the most general gaming cast we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let us know if you like it, because maybe if people are a fan of the generalized stuff, where we look at a lot of different stuff rather than more of the Bethesda stuff, we'll maybe keep doing that. But
yeah.
Well, this is our test run of that.
Yeah, so we're going to obviously start off with the bread and butter, Fallout 4. Far Harbor trailer dropped. We saw a lot of new stuff. What do we think initially?
I think it looks sweet. I'm curious as to what the new monsters are, because there was some stuff, especially in the like the lake scenes, the harbor scenes, where it was kind of doing stuff.
What about you, Lone?
I like the new enemies in particular. Like there's like a giant praying mantis or some fucking shit. Some scary shit there, man. Like, holy fuck.
I think that one is called the apparently it was like listed in the Bethesda Net article. No offense to Bethesda, I don't like how they do that though, where they put out the trailer and they put little tiny info in like the Bethesda Net article. No one ever thinks to look there because they're just like trailer. But they're like, apparently that's called a fog crawler.
Rightio. Was there a Wanamingo, or is that me losing my mind?
I thought so. I was so excited when I saw that. I'm like, Bethesda, dude. Like, how long?
You cheeky fucks.
How long have I been saying that for? Like, I will make a video just dedicated to that. So only the hardcore
oh my God,
viewers.
it's not fucking lore friendly. Wanamingo Junda.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, they're actually like, or what did they say? They're like not lore friendly, or they're extinct, or something. One or the other. I forgot what it is. Actually, Chris Avalone had like a comment on Reddit one time that like was responding to someone saying that they were kind of like a pointless enemy that he just wished he had never like pushed. And I thought that was interesting. So it's like, I think they're awesome, but apparently, Chris Avalone, one of the lead writers for Fallout 2.
Who we've had on. How's it going, Chrissy?
Yeah, and not to deviate, Chris Avalone has said that as well that there's a lot of things he did or they decided to do in Fallout 2 which he regrets a lot.
It's interesting though because it's one of like the fan favorites. It's very strange.
Yeah, very offbeat, very off color kind of game.
But Far Harbor, a lot of people are saying it's a Point Lookout 2.0. Good, bad thing.
I think, all right, this is the thing I'll say about that. I think people commented that and thought of that straight away when she was like, I'm looking for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I just don't want to be stuck in that location until I beat it. That's my only thing.
That's fair. But as far as I remember Point Lookout, and I don't remember it very well, like, put it this way, they are reusing a trope. They are, all right?
Yeah.
Looking for my daughter, looking for my son, looking for my dad.
Looking for my nan.
I do kind of wish that it would have been something a little bit different. Now, if this isn't the main point of this story to look for the daughter, which it doesn't seem to be, it seems to be this conflict on Far Harbor, I don't know, between Children of the Atom and whoever, and this big
synths,
war.
The settlers. Yeah, it's.
Well, you probably go there with the intent to look for the daughter, and then the whole conflict is what is actually, like.
What I would say, it's a really, really easy hook, like a way to start a story, but then
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the whole missing person theme either, because like you said, Lone, it's like they use it for everything now, Bethesda.
And not just Bethesda, it is so common throughout storytelling.
It's really true, but it's more so because I think in Fallout 3, 4, it's always about finding the missing whatever, fill in the blank, and I think people are just like, how instead of like a missing person, how cool would it be if like someone anonymously submitted a case to Nick Valentine and was like, there's something going on in Far Harbor that's really big, and it was just like.
But wait, hold up, this is the thing I wanted to mention. Isn't this whole DLC premise on the fact that Nick Valentine got a missing persons.
Yeah, but it was a case. But I'm just saying, remove the missing person thing. You're not going there to look for a daughter. Just say it's an anonymous case. There's just a weird feeling about it, and you just go on a hunch. Like, that would be kind of cool, because that's like that sense of adventure.
Well, but then what's the point of the case? Like, there's got to be something to the case.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, solve whatever mystery, and then like maybe that anonymous submission was someone at Far Harbor, and like you meet them there, and that's where it starts, instead of it's like, this person's missing, please go over there and find them.
And the case itself could just be the conflict that's going on.
And maybe someone's just making a false tip to try and get you over there or something.
That's true, too. That'd be a really cool twist.
That would be
yeah. Like, there is no daughter, you know what I mean? There's something.
Well, that's what I said, though, is that although the premise is definitely the same, you got to take into account that it could just be like the underlying mystery could be a million times better than anything that Point Lookout or Fallout 3 offered. And maybe even Fallout 4. We don't really know. I don't know. I don't have my hopes crazy high for this story. I'm just hoping it's good.
Yeah.
Because they showed a lot of interesting elements. They really did.
Yeah, and there was one scene in it where he had the harpoon. I don't know if it was a harpoon gun, but he had the harpoon itself as like a melee weapon, I think is what it was.
Yeah, see, I made the mistake. I said harpoon by accident. It's a gaff.
It's a gaff. It's a gaff. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Someone's gonna correct.
And I said like, no one really gave me shit for it. But like I said like because I couldn't see the hand.
I sound like a dick.
No, I'm saying though because I saw in that image as well. I thought it might have been a harpoon gun because I saw like you just saw like what could have been someone's finger, but it also looked like a handle as if he was gonna aim down and shoot it. So I was like, I don't know if this is a melee gun or something you could shoot. But it seems.
I recognized it. We in Australia, we like to, for some reason, make words longer. I called it a gaffer for some fucking strange reason. So I recognize it because I like to go fishing a lot, but it's a gaff. Whatever.
So one thing we did not know about Lone is he's also a fishing kangaroo. Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Kangaroos. This is no joke. Kangaroos actually will draw their enemies to water and trying to drown them.
I remember you showing me.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Lone, you showed me a GIF on Twitter one time of a kangaroo like drowning like a fucking like
dog.
Yeah,
kangaroos are savage. Jesus.
No, when you showed me that, I literally hated kangaroos from that day. I'm like,
I've
what
told
kind of dog was it? Because if it was a big dog, I'll feel bad.
It was a black Labrador, I think.
Oh God, Lone.
I know.
Yeah,
I have a black.
I'll tell a story, and I've told this on the podcast, but we have a lot of new listeners. I was once playing tennis with a couple of friends, and this one kangaroo just pops up outside of the cage or the fence. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then immediately there's like 30 buff kangaroos surrounding this fence that we're fucking playing tennis at. And that were big. Like, kangaroos are big, scary things. And we were fucking trapped for like an hour. It was the most terrifying experience
I'm surprised you didn't
ever
take a picture.
in
I would have taken a picture.
Yeah, I would have fought it. No, I'm just kidding. I would not have touched it.
It was crazy. Anyways, Fallout 4. Yeah.
Yeah, Fallout 4.
Mean kangaroos that just decide to be assholes to every other animal and drown them. I'm going to drown a kangaroo now. I'm going to go find one here. Look at me. I have opposable thumbs and have advanced exponentially in evolution. I'm going to shoot you, prick.
Do we have any clever ideas on who the synth at the end of the trailer is?
Phil. That's Phil.
Yes.
No fucking idea.
People think it's Nick. I couldn't believe it.
No,
like,
I don't think it's
I saw that. I'm like, where in the fuck do you get Nick? They're like, oh, a couple of same scars on his face. I'm like,
no. Nick is a companion, so I don't think they do any permanent change to him because he's a companion.
Well, I don't know, because you can change Codsworth. You can.
No, I mean like permanent, as in like assuming to the point that maybe you can't use him anymore.
Well, you can kill companions in Fallout 4, a couple of them, based off choices you've made.
I think, and this is based on nothing, just speculation, this synth was the very first synth created.
That's a cool idea.
That's and it's a guess, and it's probably wrong, but whatever.
That actually could be, because it's in like some type of observatory or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. It definitely looks like a prototype of some form. It's got a bunch of wires connected to it. It looks like something that was like a transfer was going on, and
something's gone wrong, and it's just fucking gone.
Like, I made a video on it separately, but I said, like, I think that, you know, it was a transfer going on because, like I said, you see these wires connected to him, but I think he's the same type of synth as Nick, because Nick said he's like an in-between synth. He's not like the dumbest rocks one, but he's not like the brand new ones that look like humans. Yeah, exactly. And this thing looks like it was in between as well. So I think it's the same type of synth as Nick, and I think that's why Bethesda showed him like briefly at the end. But it's a matter of like I don't know who or what that exactly is.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Bethesda.net article to see if there's any more information, like you said, Matt.
I know that someone right-clicked one of the pictures of the armor that they showed, and it was called Marine armor. It was the one that was like a really sick shot of him like walking into this like almost like Victorian like gate. It was really cool. Not the one with the diving suit. That one was fucking awesome though, Lone. I thought you lost.
That one was awesome.
I thought Lone probably had a
BioShock, Big Daddy, yeah.
I don't know if you saw my analysis. I like name dropped you. I'm like, could someone check on Lone? Because I said I think he had a heart attack with this potential BioShock reference.
Oh man, what a great game! Let's talk about BioShock. BioShock the collection's coming out soon, probably. Anyway.
Let's talk about BioShock now.
In the middle of the Fallout 4 update. But it's hard to make a 17-minute speculation video about a 1-minute trailer,
Hey.
Anyways. Oh, that's right. Hi, Maddie. How you doing?
I was sitting there, and I think I was like about halfway through, and I was texting someone. I was like, I'm thinking like 9 or 10 minutes, and then like I finished, and I'm like, yeah, so it's almost 17 minutes long. They're like, how in the
how long is it? The trailer like a minute.
It's like a minute.
I think of like actual content in there.
Fucking minutes.
Actually, like I think of all the content in there, I think it's like a minute and 5 seconds or something.
I just have to put this out there, all right? Just searching Fallout 4 Far Harbor analysis. I know that a lot of people have done them. Maddie's at the top. Then you've got JV27, Camelworks, Yong Yeah, Fudge Muppet. Everyone has done one. Christ. It's funny.
I wonder why.
Because it's... Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Wait, yours is only 1640. No, it makes sense. It's good views, to be honest. I would have done one if I had the time.
Yeah, they're fun. I do them because I really, obviously they're the most popular videos on my channel usually, but I do them because they're fun. I like doing that a lot, like breaking down each little bit.
Done it in the past. Like when with the Bethesda E3 conference, I did one of them as well, and they're fun to do. Oh shit! I pressed one video by accident. But yeah,
I like it because it's usually like a community kind of thing where like I usually talk to a bunch of friends. We'll sit down and like screenshot each bit and like look over like each like screenshot like multiple times and like point out different things, talk about what they could be, and then like I nail down like a script on what everything is. But I have such like a quick process for it that I just go like edit as I go along, and so I usually have an analysis out in like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there anything else we missed about this trailer?
There's a lot of fog, which I think was interesting because there's definitely something going on there. I'm not even kidding.
Fog is so interesting.
I'm not kidding. There definitely is something going on in the fog. I dare you to challenge.
I saw it.
I dare you to challenge me right now. I dare you, because we will go back to this podcast and I will prove you wrong.
Look, I'm not doubting you.
Yes, you aren't. That's right.
Hey, might as well read this Bethesda.net article. It's not that long. Would you mind me reading it, Maddie, so we can at least talk about it?
Why do you have to ask me?
Because it's your podcast, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. Those words have never come out of my mouth once, unless I'm like trying to talk to like someone higher up than me, or like in the industry where I'm like, yeah, I run a podcast, so it's like, he's...
Watch the official trailer for Far Harbor, which will be available worldwide on Thursday, May 19, across all different platforms. In Far Harbor, a new case from Valentine's Detective Agency leads you on a search for a young woman and a secret colony of synths. Travel off the coast of Maine to a mysterious island of Far Harbor, where high levels of radiation have created a more feral world. Navigate through the conflict between the synths, children of Adam, and the local townspeople. Will you work toward bringing peace to Far Harbor, and at what cost? Far Harbor features the largest landmass for an add-on that Bethesda Game Studios has ever created, filled with new faction quests, settlements, lethal creatures, and dungeons. Become more powerful with new high-level armor and weapons. The choices are all yours. Stay tuned for more details, for more add-ons to be released. Told you, cunts. Pricks.
What? Did I disagree with any of that?
No. Hey, but sorry. Go on.
All right, Phase 2 is coming later this year.
God damn.
So
some of the screenshots like they've taken, like even the one of the praying mantis, I want to post that on Twitter. It looks beautiful. It really does. It's kind of like an eerie feeling. I love it.
It definitely looks a little creepy. But we have a little additional info here. We're not going to spoil anything, but we have some Far Harbor achievements to look at. There are 10. We do have...
I wouldn't even name them, honestly.
Have the quest ones. I've looked at them, and like they're not even spoilery, but I don't want to take that chance. We want to make the listeners comfortable.
Yeah, we're not going to name
So, no, we're going to do 5 of them that don't spoil really anything at all.
So the first one tells the ending, and the ending...
Yeah.
No.
Everyone dies. No.
Half the...
Well,
listeners
I mean,
just-
okay, like, look, the Islanders Almanac. Collect all issues of the Islanders Almanac magazine. It's a new collectible. There's a
See, that's... Okay.
There's magazines in Fallout 4, and now they're expanding here. Now, what they do exactly, I don't know. I'm assuming that sounds like kind of like the Far Harbor version of like the Wasteland Survival Guide, where you have like the tiny little mini perks all kind of scattered about. Except like that's what this is gonna do, because usually most of them do like the Tesla one, like they'll just like give you like little energy weapon bonuses as time goes on. But this seems to be like similar to the Wasteland one, where it's just sporadic upgrades that don't really have any type of progression. Next one is Hooked. Defeat 30 Far Harbor sea creatures. That sounds fun. Okay, guys, good feedback. Good feedback.
I thought you were just going down a list.
No, we discuss as we go.
I mean, Matt, look, Matt.
What?
We got a lot to talk about this.
What,
podcast.
boss? Noah, don't lean back in your chair like you're about to fucking reprimand me.
Look, Matt. Well, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to, hurry up.
Parker, get in here.
If you would have hurried up, that'd be great.
Noah, did you get what I was referencing, dude?
I didn't hear you.
Why'd you laugh?
What'd you do? I don't know.
I said, Parker,
It
get
came like the right time to laugh.
Parker, get it. Oh, ha.
Get it? Because
That's a Spider-Man. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Insert Spider-Man 3 walk where the music is playing and my hair is all down. No. Down. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Remember in Spider-Man 3, not Amazing Spider-Man, but Spider-Man 3?
there was never an Amazing Spider-Man 3, so I don't.
All right. Suck a dick.
No, I don't like that movie. I love Spider-Man 2.
Because Spider-Man 3 is
Oh,
like
can
considered
we
one of the
talk
worst
about...
movies of
Have
all
you
time.
guys watched Civil War?
No.
I have not.
Okay, I won't give you any spoilers, but Spider-Man.
Then stop talking right now.
Spider-Man's awesome. I'm just saying, is awesome.
He's always been awesome.
He's so funny. I bet he's so funny and snarky, dude.
He
He
I bet
is.
he has
He
all the
is,
quick
but
whips, dude.
The actor nails Spider-Man.
Yeah, dude. I bet he
Spider-Man's always been
nails
awesome.
Spider-Man.
Just everyone's realizing it now. That's the only difference.
No.
Yes, we've talked about this. He is
No,
the
because
best.
Spider-Man you can kill. You can shoot Spider-Man and he'll die.
You would have to get very lucky. He has spider senses, Noah.
That's just an excuse to make, it so he doesn't have... anyways.
New England vacationer discovered 20 Far Harbor locations. I mentioned this.
20. Fuck me, this is huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 20 is, I think to me,
Yeah, but you can pack in like 10 and like some of
Yeah.
those locations can just
Yeah,
be
but
like
20
garage.
for an achievement, there's probably more as
Yeah,
well.
no, there's an achievement in the main game that's discovering 100, but yet there's like 300 plus locations. So it's probably like there's like
Yeah, but we can't
No, I know,
assume that.
it's-
I'm playing devil's advocate, but we can't
yeah.
assume
I'm thinking to myself that I'd say 40. That's
There's at least 20, which is good.
Yeah.
At least 20.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say like 35 to 40 is a safe.
Yeah,
area.
I'd probably lean towards 35.
Yeah, all right, dude. Skepticism, I like it.
I'd probably lean towards like 34, Matt. I'd lean towards 34 and a half. I'd probably lean
Oh, you fucking nerds.
maybe 33.
I'm sorry, Lone. What are you doing right now? I think you're on a video. I think you're on a video game podcast.
I don't want
I'm
to
a-
tell you. I don't want to spoil it, but Spider-Man's character is awesome.
Next.
This is why I said about the fog thing, because the next achievement is push back the fog, unlock 3 Far Harbor workshop locations, and the picture is of the Vault Boy working on the fucking fog light thingies. Something,
All right.
something is happening in the fog.
Something is happening in the bar.
And then the last one is just add salt water. Cook one of the new Far Harbor recipes. So that makes sense.
Where everyone gets salty.
Oh, oh, oh,
Dude.
oh, oh.
I hate you guys so much. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Fight.
Hold on, I gotta turn on my light.
What?
Wait, what? You just leave me?
I don't know. I don't know where he's going.
This motherfucker.
Stand by, audio listeners, and Everyone.
What
All
a
right, he's
freak.
back.
Fuck, Maddie.
I
Maddie.
literally had my headset with me the whole time, so you guys are idiots. You got tricked.
I wanted you to hear
got
it.
tricked.
I wanted you to hear it.
Get played, dude. All right, so let's move on to the next topic. All right, let's talk a little bit about what was just released.
No, we're not done with Fallout 4 yet. We're not done yet.
All right.
We have one more. Update 1.5 is now live on consoles. So console players, if you are into survival mode, that interested you at all, it's available now. You can go ahead and play that PS4, Xbox One. It's a lot of fun. Not the ideal way to play Fallout 4, I'd say, but it's a fun way to play it. So try survival mode out. And yeah, now we can move on, Noah. Are you happy?
All right. You want to move on to Battlefield?
Yeah, we'll talk about Battlefield, then we'll go
All
to
right,
Dishonored.
all right. I got this. So
before Noah fucking explodes.
So today, which we're recording this on Friday, May 6th. What's it called? Battlefield 1 was announced, which was very interesting. The DICE's whole conference thingy was shown, which was ultra awkward, as they always are. You know, a Swedish guy talking for 35 minutes.
We want to immerse the player.
The community is truly amazing. I have a toilet cover with a drawing of Battlefield. There's someone saying to me. They're not Italian at all. They're Swedish. But what
was this accent? Maddie's
it was
accent
like
was like
Swedish,
Russian.
Italian. I don't know what
I was going to say, mine turns Russian. I don't know what I'm trying to do.
But what's it called? So they announced it. They showed the
We
trailer.
created Battlefield 1 with the vodka and 9.
Okay, you done? Are you done? You done?
We're done, yeah.
You done?
Continue.
We're done.
No,
All right.
I'm just talking about Battlefield.
What's it called? They showed the trailer, and it officially is happening in World War One. I didn't think they were gonna do it in World War One. I know there was a lot of speculation, but I was like, nah, no. World War One's too not boring of a war, but the gameplay would be too boring. And they managed to show a trailer of the game in World War One where it looks fucking fantastic.
Yes,
it really does look very cool. So I'm excited. I'm curious about it. I think they're taking some historical liberties.
Of course they will be.
Yeah, they kind of have to. Because otherwise the game would only take place in trenches. You know, he's like, you got trench foot and died. You know, it's like you can't do that. But it looks cool, and I'm excited for it. What were your guys' thoughts?
What I think is very cool about this game, and I'm not a fan of Battlefield campaigns at all, but what I think is very interesting about this one, and no, I don't know if you saw enough of the stream to find this out, but for the campaign, they are going to be telling it from multiple perspectives from, like, apparently, like, different armies. It reminds me of World at War, Call of Duty.
Okay.
Where, like, you know...
Well, that was a great game.
Yeah, where, like, that story was told where you, like, play as the Russians, the United States, and kind of flip between those two. So I want to see how they're going to do that. But that already sounds, like, interesting just on paper.
Yeah.
And also as well, the first thing that I noticed with this trailer, and obviously the comparisons to COD are going to be made, but it just looks so much better.
Yeah.
And I've always been a COD fanboy, you know? I can't deny when you look at this trailer, and it might be slightly rendered, I don't know. It says in-game. It looks amazing.
If anyone defends, I'll say this much, if anyone defends Battlefield 1 for the in-game footage thing, or in-engine footage, I'm sorry, no one defended Battlefront with that.
And it did look...
Yeah.
For the most part, it looks like the same.
I'm just saying, fair is fair. We should hold our tongues until we see a little more gameplay.
Yeah.
There was a snippet in there that looked fucking awesome, where you had, like,
very,
the machine
very
gun.
small. Yeah.
That was cool.
The thing I noticed about that, too, is it was in a jungle.
Yes.
Which I thought was really neat. Here's my prediction, because there was a mode that, Matt, you had said that they can't really talk about yet.
It was like
I'm thinking that they're going to add... Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to add some of, like, a forge mode. Or
that would be very, very cool.
Yeah, and, you know, Doom has its create level kind of thing. You know, Halo has it. So I wouldn't be surprised if... Because COD does not. I wouldn't be surprised if Battlefield maybe tried something. Now, maybe not, but I'm curious.
Well,
It'd be interesting.
I think what games are starting to do nowadays is, like, you have to include... it's not that multiplayer is not enough. It's more than enough if done right, but it's more so that it's exciting when you look at a package and, like, for example, I think of Black Ops 3, you had the campaign, you had the full multiplayer, and then you had zombies. Yeah. And I think they're trying to find that third thing, because you have the campaign with multiple perspectives, you got the 64-player Battlefield multiplayer, which is always going to be usually should be very good. And then I think they want to add something new in there.
And I don't want it to be like a survival mode. I want something fresh or because as fun as survival modes can be, whether it's like a zombies or whatever, they get old.
Like
You know what I mean?
modes,
and they're really only fun with friends. If you're
But I
playing
think
alone.
what I'm really liking about this is that how many futuristic space games and shooters in particular have we gotten over recent years?
Yeah.
I can't even think of all of them that have been released.
It's
and
kind of breaking that
everyone has wanted to go back to this, because there was a time where there was just like World War II shooters, you know what I mean? Like there was a time that the market was saturated, but now we haven't had one of those things in a while, and I think people want to go back to that setting.
I think it's gonna change the industry like for a little bit because the overwhelming support the outpouring support was just insane for Battlefield 1. People talked about Call of Duty. But it with Battlefield, Battlefield, it seems, and I'm not trying to make a pun when I say it was just an explosion. It was fucking insane. How many people were like, this trailer, this game looks sick, I can't wait to see more. I think they said gameplay is going to be at E3. I'd be shocked if it wasn't, especially because it's launching this year.
I think at least campaign gameplays we're going to see. At least that.
But what I noticed... What I think is very cool about this, and I'm not just fully giving the credit to Bethesda, because I know people think I'm just fanboying, but you can already see what they did with Fallout 4 starting to take effect. This game was revealed today, May 6th, and it's launching October 26th, I believe, this year.
Well, Battlefield 4 did Battlefield 4 do the same thing?
But I'm saying, think about it. This is EA. They usually like to do long-ass marketing cycles.
Yeah.
Really milk it out. This is actually a pretty big deal that this is coming out 5 months later.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and also as well, the really funny thing about all of this, the Call of Duty trailer has 9.5 million views. The Battlefield 1 trailer has 470,000 views.
Already.
And it already has more likes than the Call of Duty trailer because that has just been disliked to hell.
And
the Call of Duty.
As we, not to interrupt you, but as we're recording this, mind you, that those views may sound like far apart, but it's only been 3 hours since the trailer went live.
Yeah. The rate at which it's getting is totally... Yeah. And now, I will say, I did watch the Call of Duty one, just because it's one of those things you gotta watch it. You know what I mean? And it looked cool, but again, it's like, I'm not going to buy it. I don't really care. Yeah, it has the modern... And let's talk about that next. Modern Warfare Remastered. Yeah. What are we thinking on that?
It's awesome, I have to admit.
It looks cool.
If
I can buy it for PC for like $20 or $25 down the line... on its own, all right, cool.
This is something people need to realize. Eventually, they will release Modern Warfare Remaster on its own.
People don't immediately assume it won't be. It will be.
What they're doing right now, in my opinion, is I feel like I feel like with Call of Duty they're compensating right now. I genuinely feel like they are because you're forcing people to spend $80 to get COD 4, and I get that. That's an incentive to buy the game. Absolutely, you got nostalgia deep rooted in there. Not a bad business choice, but it just sounds like with them calling back zombies into an Infinity Ward game, not Treyarch, Infinity Ward. Yeah, and just kind of the initial first look at Infinite Warfare before there was any Battlefield hype. I want everyone to know that this is my opinion. Before there was any type of Battlefield hype, because I know a lot of people just get caught up in that and then they trash Call of Duty. I'm not like that really, but I'm saying that I looked at Infinite Warfare. I usually like to give Call of Duty a chance, like with an open mind, because like Black Ops 3. I really like. No, I was saying I really like Black Ops 3. I really did. That's
Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was actually a lot of fun.
Black Ops 2 was one of my favorite. Yeah.
And I said this even when Black Ops 2 was still the main Call of Duty. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Yeah, like Black Ops 1 had its moments too. It was pretty fun.
I really liked Black Ops 3. So when I heard about Infinite Warfare, I was actually very curious. And when I watched the trailer, I was just like, this, like, I don't even know what to feel. Like, it just didn't look, because Call of Duty is the same every year, but they usually add new wrinkles. But looking at this, it's like, I feel like they are now stretching it. Like, it didn't.
They're just milking it.
It didn't look new.
But that's the thing. Put yourself in Activision's shoes. I'd do the same. I'd milk it too, because it still sells a fuckload.
Well, no, absolutely.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's not the Titan that it used to be. You know what I mean?
But it's still the Titan.
It's still a Titan. You're absolutely right. But it's not.
Noah, it's the.
I don't feel like.
I will make the bold prediction.
All right. Maybe you know the numbers.
No, you do know the numbers, but I will make the bold prediction this year that Battlefield will outsell Call of Duty.
I don't know about outsell. No, yeah, I can't say it outsell because you still have those 12 and 13-year-olds who want to be like Nade Shot or fucking whatever these
You can laugh, but
are
he's
these
right.
days.
He's right.
I feel like an old person because I don't even know who the fuck the teams are now. I don't care. But you're going to have these 12 and 13-year-olds getting on it, got my scuff controller, got my Mountain Dew, and my mom's picking me up at 7. It's like, that's what it's become. So it's no matter what, you're always going to have that market. And that's a huge market.
We're not saying that Call of Duty objectively will be a better game than Battlefield. Obviously, we don't know yet, right? But in terms of sales, it's hard to not look at the numbers. And yeah, overall, I think Call of Duty sales have been dipping, but they still are at the top.
Right. Now, if you look at the type of people who play the games, the players themselves, you'll find that typically Battlefield pulls in the older / more mature audience.
Yeah.
Call of Duty pretty much pulls in a little bit of both, but it usually sticks with the 15 to younger
When it comes
audience.
to sales number this year, I feel like I'm not going to want to believe Infinite Warfare's because I know for a fucking fact that a good chunk of those sales are going to be Legacy Edition, people buying it because they want COD 4.
I'd say at least 75% of those sales are going to come from immediately people wanting
And that's exactly why Activision did what they did.
And you're absolutely right. And you're absolutely right on that. It's just in terms of remastered themselves. Let's just look at Call of Duty Remastered, the Modern Warfare. Okay, what do we think it's going to be? Funhouse had a very interesting opinion. They were saying that what's going to happen is people are going to play it just like they did when Modern Warfare initially came out, and they're going to have rage and shit. And what people are going to complain about, they're going to say, "Oh, they changed it. Oh, it's different." Whereas it's actually just exactly the same. That's Funhouse's opinion. I kind of agree with it, but I just wanted to make sure that I put in there.
I do agree with that because a lot of people think about games with their nostalgia glasses on. And it's...
Again, still Funhouse's opinion.
Yeah, if you go back to a lot of games that you played as a child, your memories are completely different. You'll think that this game was amazing. And at the time, it probably was, and you had a lot of good times playing it. And then you might go back and think, "Oh, this is ruining my memories. I don't want to go back."
And that's just it. You got to remember the first for everything. So the first time you saw Star Wars, it was fucking crazy, right? You know what I mean? It was awesome. It was the best thing you'd ever seen, or whatever. First time you played Fallout, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You play If I went back and played Fallout 3, it'd be fun, it'd be nostalgic, but I probably wouldn't feel that same
feeling. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think people are thinking, "Oh, we're gonna get that same feeling." And you may, until you play all the maps and you get 2 hours into playing or something, and you're kind of like, "Well, this is."
I mean, here's the thing: they are remastering the campaign, and they are remastering 10 maps of the 20.
But
but
it's 10 of the best.
Yes, no, and I'm not trashing them for that. But now what I'm seeing is going on here is they're going to act like they are raising the bar. They are going to announce their season pass details. It will be 3 Infinite Warfare maps, 1 new Zombies map, and 1 new COD 4 map.
I can see
and they're going to be like, "Yep, we want to raise the bar for DLC," and everyone's going to fucking eat that shit up. And it's like, I'm going to...
Yeah, I know. And
you know
again,
what sucks, though,
really
is it's genius.
Exactly.
Well, that's the thing, yeah.
This is their bread and butter. This is what they do every year, and it sells a butt ton of copies. And they're going to keep doing that. And when people say that, they're forcing us to buy... the Modern Warfare or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, whatever it is, that they're forcing us to do it. It's such a shady move. It's not shady. I mean, if you were in that position, you'd do the same because you have sales targets to meet. Anyway, eventually you'll know that this game will be sold standalone. And Noah, this is from the Funhouse podcast too. What they said is that Call of Duty, they're not really thinking about money. They're thinking about they need to sell more and more every year and keep increasing those numbers. And that's why they've bundled the remaster. Because if they didn't do that, they wouldn't ship as many copies of Infinite Warfare.
Here's my question. Is this going to become a trend now?
That's a good question.
This is the thing. This is what is it called? Infinity Ward. This is Infinity Ward releasing the remaster. Does this mean that next year... Because it's not Treyarch doing it next year. It's someone
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer, yeah. I don't think...
It makes sense for Sledgehammer to do a Black Ops 1 remaster.
Because
it doesn't make sense, but they do it, I feel like.
They said that, I think Raven Software or something like that is the ones who remastered COD 4. And so
Okay.
and obviously Infinity Ward is developing Infinite Warfare. So what I'm thinking is maybe they'll just leave Raven Software to just keep remastering these Call of Duties and bundling them in with the next ones. I mean, the only one I could see kind of working out and generating the same excitement is MW2 and World at War. After that, everything else is too new.
And Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1,
Maybe.
but it's like it just feels too new. Like it was so
That's
recent.
pushing it, yeah.
This is the thing that what I personally don't like about how they've done Call of Duty is that when zombies, or when a Black Ops game with zombies dropped, I got so excited because it was Treyarch doing zombies. Now there's zombies in every Call of Duty, and it just doesn't feel special anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my gripe.
I mean, it's a smart idea what they're doing. I'm very curious. I think what they'll do when it comes to selling it separately is they're going to see the sales numbers for Legacy Edition. If they're selling a lot, they're just going to leave it. But if it's not, and they're like, okay, well, we don't want to lose money by investing in this remaster for COD 4, we're going to sell it separately and hope that the quantity just brings us up back to where we wanted to be. I feel like that's going to be, it's going to be their it's the card up the sleeve, you know, like one of those things.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. It's the whole thing is kind of a clusterfuck, but no matter what, they're gonna make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. But I think Battlefield 1 will either outsell it or compete with it. Personally, I really do, because I think this.
I don't know if it'll compete pretty hard, but
even if it comes close, though, I think that'll be a good sign that Call of Duty will need to change. I've been saying for a while that Call of Duty would be so cool if they did kind of like what Wolfenstein did, like that alternate history World War II, but they did like a little bit of the jetpack, like the jump pack thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be an interesting take. I really do. And I think Call of Duty would do that well. I think that would be very cool. I think if I'm a first-person shooter developer and I'm looking for a fresh idea, I would go to alternate history, because you can literally take a universe and then put a twist on it.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think that'd be a lot of fun. You know, I'm not saying have like biplanes shooting fucking lasers, but
you know,
something close
something
to it.
like that.
Yeah, something close to it. Anyway, that was nice. How about we revert a little bit back to Bethesda here, because we got a lot of Dishonored 2 this week, dude. They are finally pulling the mask off. See what I did there? And it's awesome.
Done. I'm done. Show's cancelled. That was a terrible joke, Matty.
So let's start off with the release date, 11/11/2016. What's up with Bethesda and 11/11?
That's bold. That's bold because it's November.
Yeah.
That's when you got your Call of Duties and everything. It's
hard
I don't
to
know.
not have a game just not flesh out, but like drown in that days.
I know Call of Duty's before that. I think they're November 4th or 6th or something this year. So, it's definitely going to be during the COD honeymoon phase. So, who knows? But I like that it's releasing this year. I'm a little surprised they didn't hold off until the Bethesda E3 conference to kind of be like, surprise, here's the big reveal. Dishonored 2.
Well, there may be still quite a bit there to say.
Oh, there definitely is, but I'm saying that, like, you'd think that I thought Dishonored 2 was going to be kind of the big showcase. Now they're showing a lot of details before E3 even happens. It's like, what is Bethesda even fucking doing?
Because they've
whatever the fuck they want at this point.
I mean,
they've got something else up this way.
They really have to, and I'm so excited because I don't know what it is. Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
Fucking fanboys. Sick of them.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Okay, dude.
God. I hate that. Like, because people mistake excitement for fanboyism, and I can't stand that fucking perspective. Just like people think being a cynical gamer 24/7 is okay because it means that, like, you're not critically looking at it. You can look at something and be critical about it, but still be excited about it. You don't have to be a cynical fucking prick all the time. Seriously.
Too bad, Matt. I'm gonna be a fucking cynical prick.
No, like look at things with I don't look at everything with a critical eye, but like, you could still be optimistic about it. It's not hard.
Don't get negative Nelly or Nancy, whatever the fuck the term is.
Either or.
Negative Nancy. Negative kangaroo. Killing fucking black labs and just drowning people. Prick.
Poor dog. Oh,
so
I'll find that gift.
It's coming soon, and with that, they announced their cast, and there's a lot of notable names. Now, I'm not like I watch an okay amount of TV, but really not that much, and I recognize a lot of names here, and they are very standout and talented people, which is very exciting in my opinion. So I have the list here. This is all part of the Game Informer feature. If you guys did not know, Dishonored 2 is going to be like the Game Informer cover story thing. So we're going to get a lot of Dishonored 2. And so let's start off with Vincent D'Onofrio, who is basically Wilson Fisk in Daredevil.
Okay.
The bald guy, if you guys remember. He really good. He's going to be playing Luca Abel and Duke of Serkonos. So there's that. There's Rosario Dawson. I apologize if I mispronounce anyone's names. Like I said, I'm not a big fucking TV show watcher, but she's going to be playing as Megan Foster and the Dreadful Whale Captain, best known for Ruby on Kids, Gale in Sin City, Claire Temple in Daredevil, once again, Abernathy in Death Proof, and Emily Posa in 7 Pounds. Here's one. Noah, you'll appreciate this one. This is Pedro Pascal, who is best known for Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones.
Hey, yo.
Pretty good.
And he had one of the more interesting scenes in the show, but he's going to be Paolo and a Howler gang leader. So it seems like most of these people are playing like a key character and then general thugs, which is cool.
Let's get all of them. One.
Sam Rockwell, who's going to be Mortimer Ramsey and Dunwall City Watch, played as best known for Sam Bell and Moon, Chuck Barris in Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, Zaphod Beeblebrox in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Guy Fleegman, Galaxy Quest.
Guy Fieri.
I did not say that. And Wild Bill Wharton in The Green Mile. Here,
I'm noticing a trend here.
Yeah. It gets better, though. It really does as we get down the list here. Jamie Hector, he's going to be Liam Byrne and Vice Overseer. He's best known for Marlo Stanfield in The Wire, who I think Eric Delms was actually on this show, The Wire. I think he played like a villain.
He was, yeah.
He played as a villain. He was Emil in Halo Reach, or Emily, either or. Like I don't care. Lincoln Deneuve in Max Payne. So pretty notable video game characters here. Here's my favorite one of this entire list: Robin Lord Taylor as the Outsider. Fuck yes. If you guys don't know, he plays as Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin, in Gotham. And he is so fucking good at it, dude. He is such a good actor. He's so underrated. Another really interesting one is Steven Russell is going to be Corvo. So Corvo is actually going to have a voice. If you guys don't know who Steven Russell is, Nick Valentine Codsworth. He was also Garrett in Thief. And he was also Prince Clavicus Vile and Mercer Frey in Skyrim. So very familiar with Bethesda. And he's going to be playing one of the main characters, which is awesome. Very awesome voice. And especially because he's so, like, how do you do both Codsworth and Nick Valentine?
That's
how do you do
voice
both
actors.
Strong and Goku? You know what I mean?
That's true. And then Erica Luttrell, who's best known for Darla in Fallout 4 and Keisha Franklin in the Magic School Bus, but she's going to be playing as Emily Caldwin.
What?
So yeah,
Is that the full list?
that is the full list.
This is why I like, and I liked Dishonored 1. Obviously, the standout of that was the gameplay, but the story could have been better, in my opinion. And
I agree.
I have such a, and I think it's bad on my behalf. I have such a high standard for storytelling because of some of the games that I really like
Hey,
personally.
just go on. Just say the name. You can.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's don't say it's not true, though.
No,
It's
no,
like,
I 100% agree.
I've always said, like, obviously a story is not necessary for a game, but I've always thought that a story can make a good game a great game, and a great
It can
game
make a good game a great game, but I'd rather have awesome gameplay and
I agree.
like a decent story, because you still always look back at that game and go, it was good. You know, like Metal Gear.
I mean, Fallout
You know,
3 didn't have a good story, and I really like that.
You know, so I'd rather them focus more on the gameplay than the story, for the most part. You know?
With this casting, it seems like they are really trying to have great characters and a great narrative. And if you remember Dishonored 1, it did have a lot of great characters because and this could be slightly spoilers, but not really. Every time you were tasked to kill someone, you kind of got their backstory a little bit, and you had those confrontations, especially when you were sneaking and listening to the characters speak about what they were doing, and then you'd kill them. So I think they're going to be placing more of an emphasis on who you're actually tasked to kill, which is what I like. And again, it's kind of like Game of Thrones, right? You have these really great characters, really great story, and then they die.
Yeah. I hope they try to find a way to establish more about who you're killing, because in Dishonored 1, it was more so like, get revenge. And don't get me wrong, I'm not playing it down at all, but I agree, the story could have been much better. And when I look at Dishonored, when I think fondly back on it, I think about the gameplay, the freedom I had and stuff, and that's what excites me about Dishonored 2. But to see this kind of cast lineup, that it's a very talented cast, and that's, like you said, I think that indicates that they are definitely taking the storytelling a lot more serious, and they should, because it's continuing what happened with Emily, and that was an emotional experience for her, and they can really take that and run with that. And because what happens, if you guys don't know, this doesn't spoil anything, but in Dishonored 1, as you play through the game, whether you're playing in high chaos or low chaos, which means lethal or non-lethal, it shapes kind of how Emily is and how she views the world and how the world itself like changes in the levels. So it's all dynamic, and obviously it's going to be, continuing from like the low chaos standpoint, because Emily ends up being the queen or whatever of Dunwall or something like that.
And that really took me off guard, if you remember in Dishonored 1, if you decided just to kill everyone, which I did on my first playthrough. And then you walk into the room and you see Emily drawing like with black crayons, and it's really dark. It's holy fuck.
It really is. What did I do? And I think that it just did a good job showing the effects of your choice, and they really ran with that. It would be so good because, for example, the guy who always like rode you out somewhere that you talked to on the boat, I forgot his name. I think his name was Sam. But when he drops you off at the final location, like, and if you're doing a high chaos playthrough, he's like, I never want to see you again. Just get out of my sight. This is the last favor I'm doing for you. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this guy does not like what I've done at all.
It was such a surprise. That was weird. There was a really, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like up until that point, he was okay with you.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's arrived at this location, he turns on you. There was no build up towards that. So that really took me on surprise or off guard. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because when he dropped me off, I died. And then I knew he was going to fuck me over before, like, to alert everyone. So I killed him.
Oh, he alerts everyone?
Yeah, because he shoots the gun. But you can actually kill him before he shoots the gun, and it doesn't alert him.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
They just encourage it then at that point. They're like, yeah, just kill him.
I think if you have a really, really high chaos, he alerts everyone. If you've killed like just some people, he will say he's disappointed in you, but won't alert anyone.
I think there are differences. That area, I won't say where, it was really hard. It was a big area, and there was a lot of stuff to get by. So yeah, to have them alerted from the start is really tough.
It was disappointing, but it was good though. Like it was. I think it was a good route that they chose. But again, with Dishonored 2, good. Like I think they are focusing on a good story and interesting characters, which is great. Mm-hmm. And as I've always said, I'm really interested to see how Emily plays out, because while her vengeance story is pretty much completed because Corvo did what he did, but I think she's had this troubled childhood, and she's had such a horrific upbringing because she lost. Spoilers. She lost her mother so early on.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, this is in the first 5 minutes of the game.
It's in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Of Dishonored 1. But I'm really interested to see what they do with Emily.
Yeah. So, they do actually hint at what happens at the start, because Game Informer also uploaded a little mini interview video on some of the ways gameplay is going to change in Dishonored 2. And dude, it sounds fucking insane, because Dishonored 1, like, it was so cool. If you haven't played it, ladies and gentlemen, like, you could go ahead and you could have someone shoot at you, take control of their body, step in front of the bullet, and then go back in your body and watch their own bullet that they just shot drop them. Something like that, where you're allowed to break the game and just mess around with so many different powers and do really cool things with it. It really was almost as expansive as you'd allow it to become. And so they talk a little bit about how some of the powers are working. So I have a little bullet point list here on the notable things that they mentioned. But I wanted to first mention the thing about Emily, because you were wondering how that continued off. And they don't really give many details. They seem to be very keeping their cards close to their chests. But they do say that the game starts with a coup in Dunwall Tower, forcing Emily to leave her home and ending up in Karnaca. which is the
Cool.
setting of Dishonored 2. So something happens that ends up, challenging her as the Empress, and I guess she has to run away.
Kind of similar to the Dishonored 1 story. I guess.
Where, someone gets framed and you end up, out there trying to kill everyone who has worked you over, basically. So it does sound like another revenge story, but it's cool because it's Emily, so it's interesting to see that emotional attachment of growing up with her and then seeing her now being like a killer.
And the way it works, just in case no one knew, I think they force you for the first 10 to... I don't like to use the word force, but for the first 10 to 15 or 20 minutes, however long it is, you play as Emily. And then you get to choose whether you want to continue on as Emily or play as Corvo.
Yeah, that's a smart choice, though, because, a lot of people have already played as Corvo. So it's like...
and it's replayability. That's the one thing I'm always saying. You can go back, play that game from a completely different perspective.
Absolutely. So some of the gameplay changes that they mentioned in this interview is that Corvo's powers are in fact the same from what was in the first Dishonored, but he said they are extended and enhanced, also featuring upgrade trees. So in Dishonored 1, you were able to basically... you'd get runes and you'd spend them on upgrades that you could get new powers and stuff. And now you can upgrade those further. So that's one change, is that there's an upgrade tree in the game, which I like. Obviously that's always an addicting and fun mechanic, and seeing how the powers change and stuff. Think of it as perks in Fallout 4, in a sense, if you really need that connection. He mentioned a handful of Emily's powers, which are Shadow Walk, Domino, and Mesmerize. And now he gave a really cool example of Domino, where he said you could make your own doppelganger, and then he used Domino and connected it three guards and the doppelganger, and it said whatever you did to the doppelganger, it would have a domino effect. So he killed the doppelganger of himself, and the domino effect went along these 3 guards and dropped them as well, because they suffered the same fate. And Shadow Walk was an interesting power because I think it gave context, because during the interview, they actually were showing like the first initial reveal trailer, and you could see at this one part, like someone's running away down a hallway, and you see all of a sudden these long ass shadowy arms start crawling through the like this hallway that's like closing, like the walls are closing in on her and stuff. I think that was Shadow Walking. I'm not sure exactly what Mesmerize was.
Yeah. So, I'm liking that how Emily and Corvo are going to have different powers as well.
Yeah.
Like Emily has like that awesome, whatever you said, like I don't know what the name of it was. I wasn't really listening. But they're like the whip or the rope that you can pull yourself to things. It's like Blink, but it's not Blink.
Oh yeah, where she like shot it down that entire staircase and went like, Vroom. That was so cool.
Oh, that was so cool. And then that enemy drops and then she like electrocutes it. This game looks awesome.
It really does. They said that they're adding more lethal and non-lethal moves for combat. So basically, I think he said there was like if you parried someone, you could grab them mid-combat and do stuff. Where, it's not trying to turn into like a fighting game where you memorize moves and stuff. And it's mainly obviously supposed to be stealth focused, where you can take on like 1 to 2 enemies in like a combat situation. But, once they start running at you with like 7 enemies, you're going to want to run away. But they're giving you more moves to play around with. They also said ghosting is still a thing. You can go through the whole game without killing anyone or getting spotted, which is always awesome. Dishonored 1 had some fantastic non-lethal options that really felt genuine, well thought out, not forced at all, made fucking sense. I loved it. It was so good. And it was a way that truly spoke, like I saw it and I'm like, that is a way to genuinely get rid of this character and have them never ever bother me again. I like that. They said they're adding more difficulty modifiers and sliders, which I thought was an interesting addition.
So like in the sense of if you're X amount of meters or whatever from an enemy, it's harder for them to hear you, and then as you get close, you can change that slider, something like that.
I believe so, but the example they used was that apparently when you're above an enemy, like you're vertical looking down on them, peeking on the area, they can't see you, but you can change the slider so that if they're walking towards you, they can look up and see you.
That's
so yeah, you can make the game really hard for yourself, or just tweak it to where it's right for you, which I think is cool. It makes the stealth game more accessible too, which is very good. And then speaking of verticality, this is the last little bit about the Dishonored gameplay changes, is that it's a more vertical game. They're saying that when you're running away from guards, Some of them will be able to vault with you, run up the building with you.
Really?
Yeah, they'll be able to chase you. Where in Dishonored 1, it was about just, okay, get to the high ground, and you're all right. Yeah. And it worked. It made sense because these guards were just standard guards, but apparently some of these guards now can follow you up there, so it's really hard to get away, probably.
Fair enough.
And yeah, that wraps up our Dishonored 2 bit. That was a lot of information, man. And there's obviously going to be more coming in the weeks, and then we're going to run right into Bethesda's E3 conference, where we'll probably get our first official look at gameplay.
Yeah.
Really exciting. And our last bit for this Bethesda news bit really isn't news, but just it's Doom's launch week as we're talking. You know, when this...
It's crazy.
It's
just snuck up on us, man. Fuck.
It really has. It's releasing on a Friday, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's right out there on its own. It's not really stepping on any toes in the terms of launch. It's right between Battleborn and Overwatch.
Yeah.
Any last minute thoughts on Doom? You know, before
last minute thoughts, and it's funny that we're talking about it because I actually just went through and replayed the original Doom. Just to, I guess, get a sense of that because I had never really played it because I was never really a PC gamer. I kind of get when people are saying that this game isn't really fast-paced, that have played that old Doom. Because that old Doom game felt a lot more fast-paced. Kind of with like the bouncing... I don't know if you've played it.
I have.
But it's got that bouncing motion. And
yeah, you like the idle sway when you...
Yeah, you feel like you're just like bolting through these rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really get that sense of pace with this Doom. But I still think it was a good beta. And also as well, we've got this story. So I'm still really looking forward to it. I think it looks good. I still don't quite understand the negativity towards it, but I guess I get
either.
Apparently, it leaves behind a lot of its like arena roots. I don't know. I mean,
you know what though? All right, look at it as a completely new game, and in that case,
that's the thing
cool,
is that they've been saying it's a reboot, like, and they're not going to replicate what they did 20 years ago.
Put it this way. It is the Fallout 3 of this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of Doom.
People shat on Fallout 3 because it wasn't a top-down isometric. It was, open world. It was completely different. Well, not that open world, but it was completely different to Fallout 1 and 2.
People crapped on Fallout 3 before it launched?
Oh, yeah, at the time, dude.
What the fuck what are people smoking? Oh my gosh, dude.
And the fact that people still think New Vegas is better.
Yeah, oh jeez.
Whoa, I'm just kidding. Let's not get into that.
Them fighting words.
I'm actually surprised to hear that. That's insane. Yeah. For me, my last minute thought on Doom is I'm a little concerned for the campaign because I hope it's not just more of what I experienced in the multiplayer beta and where it's just like killing after killing after killing after killing. Like I hope there's lore to the universe. I hope there's an actual
story.
That's the thing. It's like it's Doom. I'm not walking in expecting an emotional, crazy story, but I think they could, if they try hard enough and they don't just make it all about shooting and killing and all the gore. Obviously, that's the bread and butter of the gameplay, but make it a little more than that. So it's not just like I'm going straight from that, what I've experienced in multiplayer, to that in the campaign. Like it's kind of just the same thing. That's the only thing I'm really concerned about personally. The multiplayer is obviously going to be a blast. I can already tell it's going to be a lot of fun.
It already is.
I'm curious what the legs this game has with DLC and stuff. I wonder how much interest there will be after its initial launch. It's Doom's, so it's a big name, and it's finally coming out. So I am very curious to see what people think about it. And Lone, you and I have our fingers crossed right now, don't we, my friend?
Yes, we do.
Why not Noah? Why not Noah? This is why people only tweet to you two. Oh my god.
Did you play Doom beta with us, Noah?
You know what? Doesn't mean I'm not gonna buy it when it comes out.
Did you play the Doom beta?
I didn't play the beta, but I've seen quite a bit on it. I kind of want to buy it when it comes out. I planned on it.
You got a week, Noah.
All right, a week. I have the money on my Steam account. I have like a poop ton of money on my Steam account because I sold expensive stuff for Counter-Strike. From Counter-Strike. I don't want to say the amount because I don't want people to be like, I'm going to hack your account.
But yeah, really looking forward to it. Hopefully we get a review code as well.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But that'll wrap up our little section here, and I say little as a joke, on
It was
the Bethesda
little.
Games News Roundup thingy-majiggy. I'm trying to do that while writing my timestamp. So yeah, now time to talk about what we're playing and just our favorite news bit in general for the week. I know it's hard to pick because we talked about a little bit of general gaming, but we'll try it anyways. So what games are we playing this week?
I played, again, as I said, the original Doom. That's all I've really played.
And did you
It's
like
fun.
that?
It's fun, and I was trying to picture myself as someone that was just picking up the game for the first time back in the day, because I know how revolutionary that game was.
Mm-hmm.
I know how much it did for the games industry and for FPSs in general. And it's kind of hard to get that feeling again, because, you know, now, like, there are small things, for example, where I tried to look up and I couldn't look up.
That was the first weird thing for me too. I remember that.
But, you know, like, I can't say that, oh, it's a bad game because it doesn't do that. It was the first of its kind. And I had to picture myself in people's shoes back in that time. So it was good. Like, I'm having fun with it, and I'm still playing through it. I'm having a lot of fun. I only wish that I could try and get that sense of multiplayer, but I don't think that's a possibility anymore.
No, definitely not. Do you have any favorite news to pick from?
I don't know, to be honest. Hold up.
There's so much that happened this week.
I'm using this app called Feedly, and I have like IGN, Kotaku, all of these games news websites, and it just feeds to this one app, so I get all of the news articles. It's pretty great.
Cheater.
How's that cheating? It's a great.
I'm just kidding.
It's a great consolidation tool. Trust me, you guys should use Feedly. I'm telling you right now.
Consolidation tool, he says.
Well, while you go, can I go?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I played Overwatch for the first time today, and for the love of God, that game is fucking fun. That game is fun.
Now, here's my question, because apparently, well, not apparently, what I read online is that the beta it has what the full game has. Do you think it'll be enough?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any issues. Like, I haven't thought it was too small. The game is retailing at 60, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. That's a little much, but it's not too much.
It's like
There's a lot
heroes.
going on. There's a lot going on. So it's, I don't know. I pay 60 for it, maybe. But I do enjoy the beta. In terms of the news, we already talked about it, but it was the Battlefield 1 stuff that kind of got me hyped. But
yeah,
so that's me.
That's gonna be hard to get used to, saying Battlefield 1, because it's been
Yeah,
rumored as
it's a
Battlefield
funky-
5 for a while.
Well, it's kind of like Xbox One, right?
Yeah, it's the same concept.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just, to me, it's so strange. I'll get used to it though. For me, what I've been playing this week, Battleborn, that dropped this week, and
How is that compared to Overwatch?
I played an okay, not really, I don't want to say an okay amount, but I played a little bit of Overwatch at PAX East, and
Okay.
I liked what I saw. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I didn't really understand the hype, because to me, like, I picked it up, and it was familiar in the sense that I picked it up and I fucking destroyed. Like, I did very well in the game, and to me, it kind of reminded me of Doom as well, where it was like, you know, it's gonna be a lot of fun, it's gonna sell well and stuff, but it's like, to me, I'm thinking, like, this isn't gonna be any type of different multiplayer experience I've had. I like the idea of all the powers and stuff, though. It's a really good job of blending, like, MOBA elements, I guess you could say, into a just standard first-person shooter.
Yes, yeah. Battleborn does kind of the same.
But I do have to say that from what I've heard, the Reaper is ridiculously OP in Overwatch.
See, that's the thing. I saw a pretty spread out use of everything.
See-
I mean, I was,
When
you know, I found characters that I liked, but again, it was across the board
See,
for me.
Yeah,
but-
that's because it might just have been an experience based, because for Ivan and Connor and Brian, they were on playing the Overwatch beta, and each lobby they got into, there was at least 2 or 3 Reapers, which is, you know, that's a
interesting.
little obviously overkill.
I don't know. I haven't experienced that. I've played like
But that can be
60
fixed,
games.
right? They can
Yeah,
tweak
but just
that.
I never trust tweaking and stuff, because it always seems like they just nerf the fuck out of it to the point where no one uses it, and then something else breaks in the process. It reminds me of Battlefront in a sense, where they just make shit completely useless and then they just leave it. But anyway, what I was saying is I've been playing Battleborn this week. I played a lot of the Battleborn beta, and I don't play a lot of betas. Like I said, before Battleborn, the only beta I can think of that I put a lot of time into is Battlefield 3. And I really liked that beta, but I really liked what I saw in Battleborn, and I really enjoyed the game a lot so far. It's very funny because some of the one-liners are good in the multiplayer. The story, though, I've only played 2 missions, but they both times have made me laugh out loud very hard.
Yeah.
It is... Gearbox definitely still has it in terms of writing. What disappoints me, though, and I get it, though, it's a MOBA, so you got to focus on the multiplayer and the balancing, but it's only 8 story missions.
It seems like it's more for just the multiplayer.
It
than
absolutely
it is. The story.
I don't know what the general map count is for most MOBAs. I know it's smaller because you want to have strategy and the focus is really on the hero versus hero. But there's only 6 maps in total.
Wow.
Yeah. And
it's a little.
Yeah, it's a smaller package, but it doesn't feel like it. I don't know what it is, because I guess also for me is one of the missions I played for the story I played in the beta, and then 2 of the maps that were available in the full game I played already. So I'm experiencing 7 new missions and 4 new multiplayer maps.
Right.
And the only thing that throws me off about this game is it's oddly, and I'm sure someone will fucking roast me in the comments, but it's oddly slow progression system. I'm sorry. It's so fucking slow in my opinion. I'm only I put a good amount of time into it, and I'm only level 5. And
maybe you're just shit, Matty.
No, I'm actually pretty good at the game too. And the it's a first person shooter in a sense. But the cap is.
So you're good at first-person shooters.
I am.
I'm pretty good at first.
I am. I will say that much in confidence about myself.
No, he is.
I am pretty fucking.
He dominated in doing.
I'm better, but he's good.
And so that's the only thing that threw me off was the content, but the other thing that I wasn't a huge fan of is Battleborn's. It had when you're in the story, these buildings are skyscrapers. There's so much scale. But there's nothing to collect. In Borderlands, you have all your quests dribbled about, and you have the audio logs that are funny. And Battleborn has none of that.
Yeah.
It feels like it's missing something.
Yeah.
The skins suck. Balls. So bad. I'm not a huge MOBA fan, but each MOBA has really cool skins. And this one just does color scheme changes. And it's so fucking lazy. I hate it so much. It's so stupid, man. They really got to work on that. Because, when I heard about, some of the skins that League of Legends has, for example, I was like, dude, that's so cool. Even, I don't like League. That's so cool. And then I look at Battleborns, I'm like, you just changed red to gold. Oh, man, progression. Fuck, I feel rewarded there. Especially when it's Gearbox. They're funny. They could have done something really fucking cool with the skins. I expected more of them. But in the end of the day, I'm liking the game. And I got to play more of it still.
Cool.
Before I give a final verdict.
I figured out what I want to talk about, because I think this could be an interesting discussion. Are you guys going to be getting the Nintendo NX or whatever it's called?
No.
I don't know. I got to see it first.
Okay, this is the thing. Apparently, it's coming with all of the good games that were released on the Wii U remastered.
Ew.
What do you mean?
See that's already a shot in the foot right there.
Why? Why is that a shot in the foot?
You're remastering games. If people were interested enough of that catalog of games, they would have bought the system already for the catalog.
No, that's a lie.
That is a fucking no.
The Wii
suck
U's
my cock.
problem was not. No, hold up, Matty. Wait. The Wii U's problem was not the fact that the games were bad.
No, they weren't. I own one.
No.
Wii U's problem has nothing to do with the Wii U. It has to do with Nintendo. And opening up to third-party developers.
Exactly. You know what, Matty? Don't give me the finger.
Nintendo is such an old-school ruled company. It's not even fucking funny. Yeah. And I quite honestly, I don't even give a shit about them. Every time someone's like, "Oh, this is," I'm like, "Okay."
Not having an E3 presence is so stupid.
What? Yeah, and it's
so
they just. Hold on. You mentioned shooting yourself in the foot. That's all they do. That's they're pros at it.
No, but EA's not at E3. Acti's not really at E3.
Okay, I agree with you. But EA doesn't need to go to E3.
Neither does Nintendo.
They're going to E3 in the sense they have EA Play across the street. They're not at E3, but they're at E3.
Yeah,
They're doing a thing during
Nintendo
E3.
is one of those things where it would really help if they went to E3. EA probably wouldn't make a difference, but Nintendo, it could help.
EA has,
all I'm saying is that if this new NX comes out with all the old category of games, plus what they do with the online store where you can buy old Nintendo games, and then they release the new Zelda and whatever, it sounds like a pretty good deal, because you guys can't whatever you think about Nintendo as a company, their games are good.
Depends.
I like their games, but what I'm saying is that if okay, I get that the Wii U's not an appealing system in general, but if that, once again, I just stick by that argument that if the games were interesting enough to fans that they would buy that system for it. Why would you buy a system for remastered versions of a game that's already been out that you could also buy the Wii U for and get at a cheaper price?
This is why. Because the Wii U was such a failure, but to help drive sales of their new system, they need a sufficient catalog from the get-go. That's why they're doing.
So then make a new sufficient catalog. That's what I'm saying.
Or here's an even better part: open up to third fucking party developers.
They are doing that. Apparently, they're partnering with EA.
That's a bold thing. If they do, that's interesting.
That's rumors, but apparently that's what they're doing. But I because not many people have bought a Wii U, and there are all these great games on there. I think what they've done with the NX, or what they're going to be doing by releasing those older games on there, is a smart thing.
It might work because if a lot of new people come in and buy it, yeah, it'll be a smart thing.
Even people that like Nintendo and never bought a Wii U because they never saw the appeal, if they see this new NX with this awesome back catalog of games, plus all the new games that are going to be coming out, plus they're partnering with EA, and then opening up to other third-party developers, they could become a contender again.
They could, but yeah, they need a lot of third-party support, and it's through exclusivity.
I agree.
I don't know. I like it, but I'm on the. I am all for it. I love new systems. Get me excited, like brand new systems. So I'll definitely be interested in keeping an eye on it. But for me, it's like if there's just like.
You guys are also interested in the Xbox 1.5 and PS4.5?
No, that's stupid. I don't especially after seeing what Uncharted 4, especially when you look at the gameplay for Uncharted 4 and how that game looks graphically. Why do you need a fucking 4.5? There's obviously room to push these systems because that game looked fucking insanely good.
For VR.
No, stop.
VR.
The systems are still selling like a ton according to numbers. So it's like, to me, I think that would be just ridiculous.
This is just for stupid
to sell
fucktards who already own the thing and just are like, I want to buy another one because I want my game to run. I want my Call of Duty match to run 3 FPS faster.
Well, I might buy PS4 if it's the better version because I don't have one yet.
I don't have either of them, quite honestly, and it's just because of pricing. If pricing goes down on the older ones, then I'll get the older ones,
Fair enough.
But now it's time for our fan questions, and we have a bunch. What we're doing again this week is just kind of rolling with the flow.
Just doing 5, though, right?
Yeah, we're just gonna roll with the flow, though. Just dive into Twitter and see what we can pull out here.
So it's something funny. Let's get something funny going on.
Someone asked us.
Do we have no game-related questions?
No game.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Lone.
We literally, my exact tweet was what a my exact question was what a week for gaming in general. Hit us with everything you have. It's all gonna be gaming related.
Lone, tweet out now. Let's see what we can get.
All right, done.
All right, go ahead with the first.
Don't do it because they've already responded to me. So it's, we have.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying we already have the fucking questions. Like, don't.
No, it's okay, man.
I want to stab you now. Like, what kind of counterproductivity is that?
Sorry, man.
It's okay, man.
No, I'll let you guys pick the questions then. Go on.
No. We'll answer the first 2 gaming related while we're looking for the other ones. So ask.
Hold on, wait. There was the one non-gaming related one I saw. I'll grab it for you now. All right.
Well, I've just sent out a tweet.
Roche115. Tacos or pizza?
Okay.
Oh, pizza.
This is a good one.
That's an easy one. That's
all right. I'm gonna have to say pizza, but that's a really slim line because tacos, you can do a lot with tacos. You know what I mean?
They're messy. They're real messy.
They're messy. They are messy. But like I had tacos the other night, and what I did was I put the meat in the fucking. Okay, well here's another question I have: soft shell or hard shell?
Soft shell.
I go hard shell.
What are you, weird? What's the
Hard
matter?
shell's so much harder to eat.
Seriously,
the-
you guys go soft
Yo,
shell?
what the fuck's the matter with you, dude? When you bite into that crunchy hard shell, everything falls out. You just wasted your
It
time.
sounds good. No, you gotta put enough in there to where you can grasp it. Again, it's messy, but you gotta get up. Why not both? Is that what you just said?
You got it. Someone actually got the reference.
No, see, and then pizza though you can do a lot with because you can put like anything on pizza.
Anything on pizza, it's easier to eat, and I think that I just prefer it. I prefer pizza. My favorite pizza.
I'm in the mood more for pizza than I am in tacos, like 90% of the time. You know, if I had to choose the two.
I think Lone's pick though is more interesting because we're from New York, Noah. We're gonna lean towards pizza, so it's interesting that Lone is going with pizza as well.
The
Because
reason
Lone hasn't had good pizza.
Oh, I have.
No,
and
no.
I'll say this.
You
I'll say
think
this.
you have?
I know I have. I've been to America. You can't.
Oh my god.
Never been. You don't even know what America is.
I haven't been to New York. That, to be fair.
Okay, so then again, you haven't had. Look, okay, I've lived out here in Arizona for 2 years, and I can say it's still kind of hard to find really good pizza. There's a place downtown called Brooklyn's Pizza. Okay, and they have the best pizza, and they're ironically named Brooklyn's Pizza.
Gee,
So,
I wonder why.
you gotta. I mean,
All right, I got a good question.
all right.
What makes Matt's face so punchable?
All right, I want to hear this one.
All right. This is
My face is here too, so you can.
I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other day. I swear to God, because I mentioned it, and she was like, "It kind of is."
You just got that kind of smug look at times, like you're
For
better
me,
than everyone.
It's your lips and your nose. It's the color of your lips and it's your nose that I just want to fucking hit.
His smile is just like this arrogant smile, you know.
I think it's not your lips so much as your smile, because it's like I'm not saying you're ugly. Don't
I know
think
I'm
that.
not fucking ugly.
It's just the it's just the smile. It's like this, like, you know what I mean? And like you just want to fucking shove your fist into your teeth, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's so true.
It's so against what I am, though. I'm not a smug prick. I'll be an asshole, but I'm not like.
But you look like one. So when you talk, you kind of sound like one too.
This is news to me, man. I don't know. No one. I mean, all right. It kind of makes sense though. Like, cause like sometimes Connor will just look at me and be like, "I fucking hate you, dude." Like. I do the same to him though. I know what you guys feel though. It's like a feeling of love. Like when I really love someone, I want to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Because like when I see Connor all the time, like I get happy and I'm like, I hate you, dude. Like I want to kill you right now. He's like, what the fuck did I even do? I'm
You're
like,
my best friend. I just want to fucking kill
Ivan
you.
too. As
Give me your
I
hand.
got closer to Ivan,
I felt
I'm
that.
like,
Ivan, I'm like, you're my friend. I want to stab you.
yeah, I'm like,
you know
you
what I
have
mean?
such a big fucking head. I just want to like just let you have it, you know.
Here's a good question, and a really interesting discussion. What do you think your future will be after YouTube? Now, this is interesting for myself because I don't really do YouTube full time, and Noah doesn't do YouTube at all.
Nope.
In a sense.
Well,
So we'll go around. Noah, what are you planning to do in the future?
Oh fuck! I've had like 13 existential crises. In
You
the
already
last
had 13
So-
midlife.
I have no idea. I'm still working on that myself.
Yep. Maddie?
So
I've always said you'd be good in community management.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
fuck you.
No, that is a good thing that he'd be good with.
I think that's because funny enough, I was actually talking to Mallory about it last night because she was like setting up like a dinner for E3, and
Just you're invited to, huh? Just you?
no, she
Just
booked for you, Connor, myself as well. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. I have friends, bro. I have friends. She doesn't want to punch me in the face, so we're clearly not close.
No, she wants to punch you.
She probably does want to fucking. I feel like Mallory definitely wants to fucking.
She wants to take one of the SteelSeries mice and like whip it around and go. You know what I mean? Like.
But it's funny just because I was talking about this last night that the dream is just to kind of like keep being your own boss, because that's what I love about YouTube more than anything. It's obviously a nice privilege to talk about games and have games be your job, but to me the biggest perk is that I wake up and I decide what I want to do to earn my monthly income is really what the actual situation is. And then I just toy around with different games and talk about that stuff, and you find your own niche and manage a community and all that stuff. So for me, it's like the dream is like keep doing YouTube and Twitch somehow and just keep that rolling. But it's not like I ever see it ending.
Right.
Yeah. Who knows the game? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also more of like a dream hope is like seeing the H.A.M Radio grow into more. Not
like
just a podcast, but grow into things. You know what I mean? And really kind of make a...
Because, like podcasts, obviously that there's a good market for them. And
evidently.
a lot of podcasts can make a good chunk of change because they're sponsored. Now,
and we're not saying we want to make money off of you, but I mean, it's just...
Well, that's the thing with opportunity cost is a thing.
Yeah.
When we're sitting down for an hour to 2 hours doing the podcast, we're not out working or earning some sort of income. So as you grow older and get more bills, it's harder and harder to justify that. Right. So if the H.A.M Radio podcast did get to a stage where we were actually earning somewhat of an income or a sponsorship or whatever it is, then we would be able to justify sitting down for 2 hours to do a podcast. And the quality could improve. That we get better mics or whatever it is, have someone edit gameplay or edit our faces.
And we could hire people, you know what I mean, down the line to be able to do some of the cool editing stuff that we want to do with it, and have time to do it. And we're not saying we're looking for people to do that right now, but it's that dream, it's that hope that maybe one day we'll be able to do that.
Kind of like Funhouse. I just got this new set for the podcast. It looks fucking
awesome. And that set is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
For me personally, right now, YouTube has never generated a really good income for me personally. Like, I think the reference that I like to use is that it's only really been enough to pay my phone bill every month. I don't make that much money from YouTube. The way I would like to see it going down is YouTube always being an additional form of income that I get. And I've said this. Even if I was earning an equivalent to a full-time income from YouTube, I wouldn't quit my job because I love my job. And I would.
That's awesome. That's the American, or not even American dream. That's just the dream of everybody is to get a job that you love. Do what you love.
Well, that's the thing is that, at the end of the day, for me, I've always told people, and it's cheesy as fuck when you say it out loud, but it's like, just do what makes you happy and try to find...
Well, it's not cheesy at all. It's absolutely true.
Work won't feel like work if you like what you're doing. And I've been in jobs like this. When you wake up every morning dreading to go to work and just waiting for the clock to hit 5, it's shit. That's not a way to live your life.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, that even if you have a job you love, I mean, sometimes, I'm being completely honest, but sometimes I'll wake up and not want to edit videos and stuff, because
you want to take a break.
Yeah, the fun part is usually the recording, the process, and then when you edit, that's where it's like, oh my God, like you just wish you could just like snap your fingers and have the video on YouTube. So it's really the editing process. But for me, what I'm saying is that even if you have something you love, like a passion, like there will be days where you're just not going to even want to do that.
One thing I always say to people is that, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Try and diversify as much as possible, which is why I've always been of the idea that I always want to ensure that I'm doing well in my proper full-time job and also trying to grow my YouTube community. And if they both work out, great. If one of them fails, then I still have the other. You know what I mean? So that's always been I guess it's kind of like an entrepreneurship idea, just to try and have your finger in a lot of different holes.
I have a lot of my fingers in lots of holes.
Oh, you didn't make that joke.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Freak. See what I mean about these kinds of questions? They're not too personal, but they are.
Well, and I like answering some of the stuff that's outside of gaming because.
So here's a great question: why is Noah so loud?
Why am I so loud? Okay. So, no. It's actually, it does go to, and now I'm trying to like lower my voice, but even like my girlfriend we've been in the car and like she picked me up from work yesterday and she was like, why are you talking so loud? You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. And it's, both my dad and I get it from my dad, and both of us have a very loud, just loud voice. You know what I mean? It's not, I wouldn't even say personality, just voice,
Okay.
and I try to keep quiet, but it doesn't work. And when I get excited, I'm like,
I was about to say, for me, I get excited and I just talk loud.
Yeah, and so I'll try to be quiet. I'll try to be a little quieter. But,
Fair enough.
Why is Noah so loud? This is an interesting question. Why don't you go fuck yourself and stop, commenting on how loud I am? No, I'm just kidding.
Here's a question that I think Noah would like. What are your favorite books or comics?
Oh, that's cool. So right now, hold on. I'm actually
out the book and the comic. Yeah.
A little bit reading Fables. I haven't had a chance to read it lately, but I'm reading Fables, which is actually what The Wolf Among Us is based on. And then I have read Watchmen. Watchmen is awesome. I do like The Great Gatsby as well. I am also reading Sick in the Head, by a book by Judd Apatow, which is very good. I'm just saying, I'm reading. What do you like, Matt? What kind of books do you like? Huh? Oh, also, The Killing Joke is a Batman comic that's like super like famous and classic, and it was made in the 80s, and it's really good.
Maddie? Yeah, I'm the same. I don't. This is the thing.
Wow. Turns out Noah is the only one who reads
No. The only thing that I'll say. Exactly.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's easier to read books and stuff like that if you have a commute.
You're gonna play a TV and watch a game. It's great. I've always said that, when I'm studying at university, for example, and I'm reading all the fucking time, and then I'm at work and I'm reading, I don't want to go home and read more. I want to go home and do something else.
Fair enough. See, that's cool. You should have said that. I was just listing stuff I've read. I wasn't saying like, yeah, but I was just listing stuff. What?
Nerd. That's crazy. When do you finish study?
May.
And then what are you going to do? Full-time YouTube again? Wait, hold on. What school? Because American schools.
He's getting an associate's, and then he's going to go and get his bachelor's. Is what he's doing.
What the hell's an associate's?
Oh, god damn it, Lone.
What? Because the way it works
just.
Can I explain, Noah?
Go ahead, Lone.
In Australia, right? You go primary school, high school, university.
Yes, it doesn't work that way here.
It sounds complex.
And you don't have to pay for anything over there with that, do you? Do you have to pay for anything over there with that loan?
I have a $50,000 debt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah, but the way that it works in Australia, and they're thinking about changing this, which is pissing me off for the future. But you get a loan, right? And the loan's interest-free, and it never accrues interest, so you don't have to pay more. It's always that same amount for the entirety of your life, and you only start to pay that debt off once you're earning over $54,000.
See, that's not bad. I don't mind that.
And then that's for every Australian student. You can get that. It's available for everyone. So there's no process you have to go through to see if you're It's called HEX or HELP. So it means that everyone can go to university, and eventually you'll have to pay it off. But there are discussions that for example, some people aren't paying it off because they stop working for whatever reason. Because if you're not earning over that amount, you don't have to pay it off.
Why does that sound like such a better fucking system than what we have?
Well, to be honest, the better system is for have free schooling, but you have to pay.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a balance. There's obviously a balance to be drawn. I like the Australian system how it originally was because university degrees have never been crazy expensive. Like in the States, they get to $100,000 or something stupid like that. Yeah, but for me. So I don't get it. Associates and bachelors.
It's just there's different levels of degrees. So there's an associate's, which is 2 years. There's a bachelor's, which is 4 years, and then there's a doctorate/master's, which is 6 years. Or is the master's above a doctorate? Master's is 8 years. Okay, so each one can give you different more jobs because it gives you more experience. If that makes any sense. So
with us, you can do a 3-year or 4-year degree, and that's just called a bachelor's, and then you can do an extra time on top of that, and that's a master's or whatever.
Most people just get a bachelor's.
Yeah.
Like 90% of people get a bachelor's. Not 90, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Or yeah. So. It's kind of what I'm doing. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, yeah. Right. I've had some issues with my schooling, and I speak to anyone else who's had issues. It's taken me a little bit longer to get that associate's done. I've failed a couple too, yeah. And I speak to those who are in that situation. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? I'm 21. The worst thing you can do is compare yourself to others. You know what I mean? And say, oh well, this person's here. I am too. Trust me.
Yeah, Maddie's definitely I think using YouTube as an example.
Exactly, and it's I've looked at myself and. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this channel has this many subscribers, but they're getting more views on this video. Why is that happening? You'll go crazy trying to compare yourself to that.
And it's I've been trying to get my mindset out of that, and it's sometimes it's just not. Yeah, focus on your.
I do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that applies to everything in life. For example, this guy did a shittier degree than me, but now he has a better job and is getting paid more.
Yeah.
No matter there's always going to be someone smarter than you. There's always going to be someone getting paid more than you. Always going to be someone in a better position than you. So if you try and compare yourself, you're going to go crazy.
It's a very, very interesting thing I've learned growing up. In terms of getting out of high school and now seeing, once you graduate high school, you obviously go through a lot. You see a lot of different stuff, and that's one of the main things that Lone had said. It was there's always going to be someone who is just exponentially better than you.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. Use what they had to better yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't be spiteful of other people's success because it's never a good look.
Yeah, exactly. You know, be proud. Okay.
Yeah.
You were comparing. You know, that's all you were doing.
Yeah.
You know, but
And everyone's been guilty of it. You know.
yeah,
It's lying.
they're just lying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what your job is based on. So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
The entire premise of YouTube is built on getting views and built on getting ad revenue. Like, so when people say that they don't care about the views, it might not be their top concern, but it is a concern. Anyway, so I'll say good questions. Good question.
I think we'll call it there with the questions though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey yo, at it again. We ain't stopping.
God, I hate you guys so much.
I know. Yeah, it was good to have you on, Lone. Good to meet you, man.
That's real funny, guys. It's so funny. Like, fuck, I hate you so much. I'm quitting the podcast. Now, you know what, Matty? I don't just want to
You always
punch you.
have that smug smile.
I want to run up and elbow you in the chin and just break your fucking jaw. That's what I want.
The thing is, I just want to knock teeth out. Like, whatever I do, I just want to knock teeth out. You know? I just want to
End the podcast, man.
Yeah. I'll close it out. All right. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching the H.A.M Radio Podcast. Oh, I don't know what episode this is. 60. Episode 60. Hey, yeah. So, thanks for watching.
Peace.
Peace.